Today the moon is still in Taurus because that shit is freaking huge. Look at that giant ball taking up so much space along the ecliptic. If you're new here, this is your daily dose of true sidereal 13 sign astrology, where we're looking at the visible sky instead of imaginary lines based on a social construct affixed to a calendar and a clock designed to ensnare humanity in the lower three dimensions of our reality. Yes, that's what Western tropical astrology does. Sidereal literally translates to of the stars. True sidereal means that we're looking at not only the 23-degree difference according to the shifting ecliptic, but also the varying sizes of the constellations. For example, Aries is quite small, Taurus is quite huge, but we also include our friend Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, the 13th sign over the galactic center, literally a black hole in the womb of our universe. This lens of astrology is absolutely the most accurate, and it also is the most empowering because you don't need anything other than your knowledge of the archetypes and your freaking eyeballs to look at the sky to see where everything is. So anywho, I digress. Bit of a rambly intro today. The moon, as I said, is still in Taurus because it's a large constellation. We're still in the orb of the full moon that happened on Wednesday. About 3 days on either side, we're going to feel the effects of illumination, especially the full moons, because it's when the moon is at its most magnetic potential. The moon being a catalyst, pulling things to the surface in order for us to become aware of them, alchemize them, and send them to the freaking moon. So the moon in Taurus is asking you to calm your tits. Just be gentle, be patient, be grounded, be present. Okay, there's a lot of other kind of hostile stickiness in the aspects in the collective right now. We're experiencing a lot of turbulence because we're at the end of an epoch, okay? So whatever's falling apart is necessary. Don't allow yourself to get caught in the butthurtness, emotional reactivity of whatever circumstance you're dealing with externally. The moon in Taurus is asking you to remain calm, cool, collected, and unfrickin' bothered. Looking at today's astrology on this True Sky web-based software, brand new for masteringthezodiac.com. I'm not affiliated, but I hope to be soon because this is a game changer for this lens of astrology. We can see here the moon in Taurus. Yesterday it passed over Uranus, so a little bit of a cosmic aftershock from the lunation. And I'm not going to go into all the different aspects because basically everything is the same. The sun is now 2 degrees into Libra, so an illumination of that theme of balance, justice, and relationships, as well as we have Venus still under the microscope in Virgo, opposing our biggest wounds in Pisces with Chiron, and then the whole situation with Pluto and Capricorn opposing Jupiter in Gemini, and then all the supportive trine energy from the other players as well, basically shifting the collective from the head to the heart, from the old paradigm to the new paradigm, from the external locus to the internal locus. But what's different today is with the moon in Taurus, it's making a T-square, so a bit of tension between the moon at the apex and then the nodes, which are always opposing each other because that's how it works. Okay, so the south node in Leo, the north node in Aquarius, both making a square to the moon in Taurus today. The south node in Leo over the next 2 years is all about the dissolution of old ego identities, performative leadership, performative spirituality. I've made some content talking about how this transit is going to bring an end to the spiritual influencer bubble, the inauthentic, not walking the walk kind of spiritual influencer bubble, the people that are just doing it for the image and the likes kind of idea without actually authentically embodying a heart-centered leadership. This doesn't apply just to the spiritual community either, though. We're going to see this in leadership in general. Anybody who's doing it for power or manipulation, we're going to start to see the cracks in that shit. So that's the south node in Leo. The north node in Aquarius, this is giving Age of Aquarius vibes, right? So this is where people, the idea of confirmation bias and self-fulfilling prophecy fills in the gaps when people are told it's the age of Aquarius and they can feel that. It's because there are elements of these sorts of energies in the visible sky, but it's not the age of Aquarius. I have content on that. The age has nothing to do with Pluto, and Pluto is not even in Aquarius, okay? So if you're curious about the specifics of that, look up my name and Age of Aquarius. You'll find a couple videos that I've made on that. But the north node in Aquarius is really bringing this energy of collective dharma to innovation, freedom, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things kind of idea, okay? So this opposition, I mean, is always going on, but with it squaring the moon in Taurus today, is really an invitation for you to feel how this dynamic, the push-pull between the old paradigm and the new paradigm is playing out in your body. Where is it living? How are you grounding yourself into this future self using your nervous system? Where are you actually living the new paradigm? How are you living this new paradigm? Not just theorizing about it intellectually. Can you bring that magic into the mundane? So overall, today's sky is asking you to show up as the version of yourself that your future timeline needs today. You don't need anything externally to embody the essence of who the future needs you to be in small, grounded, Taurus-approved ways, okay? The magic of the mundane. The only thing you can control is how you feel in any given moment, and this is the secret to reality creation. So how can you bring more balance, peace, and heart-centered, spacious existence into your day today? So that's about it for today's forecast. If you like this sort of daily dose astrology, please interact with this video in every way that you can. If you'd like to learn more about the specific lens of astrology, I've got a freebie, an ebook, a self-paced study course, or if that all sounds like way too much work for you, you can also just apply to work with me one-on-one and I'll do it for you. Because we can't build new earth using the old sky, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.